ठीक है, I'm starting. ठेवतो. Okay, I think we have reached decent strength. So, Yash, I think whenever you're ready, we can start.
Okay, sir. Can we start?
Sure. Yes, let's go.
Okay, so good afternoon to all, and thank you for joining today's orientation session on the credit course on corporate MIS and Tally, which is newly introduced by Patkar Varde College in association with Develearn. In today's session, we will have two speakers. But first of all, I would like to request our Vice Principal, Miss Dipti Muzumdar ma'am, to have a few words.
Good afternoon to you all. Chikitsak Samuha Sir Sitaram and Lady Shantabai Patkar College of Arts and Science and VP Varde College of Commerce and Economics under the aegis of RUSA 2.0 is launching the skill-based certificate courses in illustration and graphic design, advanced Python for data analytics, and corporate MIS suite and tally. These are the courses that will help you all enhance the employability skills. Completion of these courses will also enable you to earn 2 credits each. These credits will then be reflected on the final semester grade card of third year. Moreover, the top 5 or 10 students in each course will get an internship opportunity, which will not only provide the students with valuable learning experience, but also help them to earn 2 additional credits. We are thankful to Mr. Akshat Kadam of Develearn Technology Private Limited for associating with us and providing a valuable learning experience to our students. These courses are being offered under RUSA, and I appreciate the efforts made by Dr. Bhushan Murgaonkar, RUSA Nodal Officer, and Dr. Vishal Goswami, in charge of eCell and Skill Hub, for the entire coordination. Yesterday, we had the orientation for advanced Python, and on Saturday, there will be an orientation session on illustration and graphic design. Today, you will be introduced to the features and advantages of enrolling for the course on corporate MI suite and tally. All the best to all of you, and I'm sure you will register for these courses in large number. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, as we have discussed in today's session, we will have two speakers. First will be Mr. Akshat Kadam sir. As we know, Mr. Akshat Kadam sir is an alumnus of IIT Bombay with a master's in electrical engineering. Sir has previously served as a research scientist at Sony working on intersection of computer vision and artificial intelligence. Sir currently heads technical initiatives and academics at Develearn, an institute that aims to bring quality and industry relevant education in the areas of data science and analytics. We hope that he can enlighten us bit on what to expect when getting into these data driven fields on how young students can hope to shape their careers. Mr. Akshat sir, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much for the introduction, Yash. And yeah, a very, very warm welcome to all of the participants, all the attendees, and students who are interested in this course and would want to know what it is that we will be being teaching and covering as a result of this program. So today's session, although it is set from 4 to 5 p.m., it will be much shorter than that. I think MIS is a topic where there are things that everybody does know and some that we don't. So I hope to cover more of the stuff that you don't, and perhaps give you a bit of a taste or motivate you a little bit and get you excited about some things that you can expect in this talk. So this is a small introduction of myself. I'll just skip this through because we already covered it. Yes. So today in my piece, although it won't be very long, what I want to cover is that I want to give everybody a one-shot view of what it is that you will be learning through this course. and also to cover up on every particular aspect of the course, because this course is something that is not a single programming language or a single thing, but it is an amalgamation of multiple different technologies, specifically the MS Office suite and Tally, of course, and productivity tools. So what it is in each of these that we will be covering, I'll just give you a glimpse of each of them, and then we'll listen to the second speaker today. So before I actually tell you what it is you'll be learning, the biggest motivation, for doing of this course is the fact that, it is born out of the digitization and automation that our industry is now seeing. And this is the biggest way to exemplify this is the fact that all of our organizations today they're moving from all the unnecessary paperwork. Today we don't have so many files, but you have your companies that work on Excel spreadsheets instead of paper bundles and files. And this digital data has now led to a lot of avenues for creation of software that automates all of the long and tedious hours of man labor that used to go. So you're now going away from sifting through large amounts of paper and going into something where your software is automatically doing your job for you. And companies, so everybody understands that MS Office is at the center of all of this, because majority of the world works on Windows, and because we almost everybody knows how to use a Windows computer, and has or is currently using one. Maybe a small fraction of you, some of your friends only will be using Mac or maybe Linux, Apple's computer or Linux, but at least it's a 90% plus would basically be using Windows. Now the reason, because of this, because of Windows, Microsoft's MS Office has become the most largely used or office tool for out there. And because of that, learning MS Office has now become the rite of passage to learning how to use a computer today. And I'm sure there are more students of us who knows how to use MS Office than those who know how to swim or those who know how to cook. It's that much of a vital life skill today. So what has happened is that one trend that you see is that you have all of these automation softwares that are created so that people whose data is in MS Office, in Word or in Excel or in PowerPoint, they are helping you to automate this. Now naturally, Windows is not, or Microsoft will not be sitting on the same piece of software years over years. What you have done is that today Microsoft itself has evolved the Windows ecosystem so much that you realize that MS Office itself has been upgraded, and you have gone from your typical desktop installation of MS Office, which I'm sure many of you have done at some point, till now. You realize that now it's completely on the cloud. If you know what Office 365 is, it is the fact that if you just have a Microsoft account, you can use any MS Office tool for free on the cloud, whether it's your cell phone or your computer or any other device, even a tablet. And this is Microsoft's own push to make Windows more and more popular and common. And that is why all of these tools are something that is being used by not just accountants or office workers or even your engineers, but also by scientists or teachers or children also. And that is what I want to touch upon, and that is what we'll be stressing upon through this course also, is to show you how you can synchronize all of your work, not just on your computer but also across all of your devices, and utilize the best of this entire ecosystem of tools that we have. Now I'll get into just a little bit of specifics. Is that, for example, one thing that we will touch upon is, of course, within MS Office we have MS Word, and here I'm sure everybody, almost majority of people know how to operate Word to a basic extent. I'm sure you might be thinking that what else is there to learn? I know how to create my document, I can do some formatting, I can insert my photos, create a resume. Okay, that's great. But if you have ever wondered what all of those other tabs mean, beyond your design or layout, what it is that they do, you realize that there is now an entire ecosystem in a world of editing and detailed technology that has gone into this, that even when it comes to documents of any level of rigor, you can build them entirely within Word without needing to use any other tool or even going to the internet. So of course you will realize that today, if you want to insert anything that is out on the internet, you can directly search on them on your computer within Word itself. So these are some of the tools that we will be showing you. For example, the references tab is extremely overlooked, and people don't touch upon it, but it is some of the most helpful tools that you as students will eventually need in your this thing careers, and even in your college life. So if you've ever written a technical report or any sort of project report, you will realize that one thing that your institution will prioritize is how to write content that is not plagiarized. So plagiarism need not be it may not be intentional. It is mostly accidental. You accidentally take a reference that you did not want to copy, but it ended up being similar to something that's out there. How do you do such plagiarism checks? Now there are softwares out there on the internet everywhere. Plagiarism checking has now completely been integrated into Word. You can search on that. You can also search on resources that you are doing with respect to your technical writing. And of course, there's a whole bunch of tools. I won't get into that depth today, but this just realize that this is some of the things that we will be touching upon when we cover up the subject. Next, I'll go to something which is a little bit more visual. You might find it a little more striking or exciting. And of course, in PowerPoint, I'm sure everybody has used some sort of PPT, in your student life so far. And you know how to insert images, you know how to even play around with slideshows or animations, making the slides move very innovatively. And of course, what you're seeing right now is also a PowerPoint slideshow itself. But maybe some things that you may not have explored is that PowerPoint is, because it's an extremely visual tool, it is you can now include not just two-dimensional things but also three-dimensional things into it. So you can see this little small sort of pitch deck for some sort of drone-based project. Now if I want to show something that is beyond just a single image, you can see now that I can also introduce 3D models of my whatever I want to present, and I can put them into PowerPoint, show them as part of my slide. Now you will realize that I'm actually able to visually manipulate these 3D models on the slideshow itself, and this will elevate your presentation levels to the next level. And this is some of the things that we'll be working on. There'll be few more other features that I'm sure, like in PowerPoint, you can cover up, of course, all the internet tools as well. So you can realize that when you touch upon this, you will get to see all of these features as well. And finally, one of the more technical parts of the whole MS Office suite that is out there is, of course, Excel. Now Excel is something that you don't touch upon every day, but when the time comes, that okay, I can use Excel to some extent. You understand the basics. Maybe in school or college you might have learned a few basic parts of Excel, such as creating formulae or doing your addition, subtraction, and doing some basic level of an arithmetic and analysis. Now what I want to show you here is that we want to take that not just one step but 10 steps ahead, and we want to show you that Excel is now such an advanced integrated environment that it often is comparable to many scripting languages and automation softwares all into one place, and it does it all in a way that you don't have to write any code, or at least for the most part. So of course everybody has tried to create some sort of basic chart in Excel so far. You have a sort of tabular data, like like you're seeing over here in this little animation that's playing, where you have movies versus the tickets sold, and you want to create a graph. You can easily go to the chart and just choose a chart what you want and make something. But that's the basics. What if you want to use data that's more complex, that's not so simple? That's what we'll be covering. Now if you want to do analysis charts, stuff that goes not just on one mode but on different dimensions and also on different options, something on working on dynamic data and also different types of charts. So that's what we'll be covering on, is to take you beyond the basics. If you don't know how to create a chart, you'll be doing this as well, but we'll be taking you up to this level where you will be creating these dynamic and interactive charts with your buttons and interactive sliders and whatnot. So this is one thing that you can be excited about. The next part is that of course we also will be touching upon so many topics that that are just overlooked, and you only hear about them when you start off in a company or someplace, which is stuff like VBA, Excel Visual Basic, something that is called as macros, where you can program your Excel spreadsheet to do something where that will normally take you hours and hours of time to do. So you can, if you are in a position where you have to do some sort of analysis in Excel, and it is not simple. It is not like a plus b equals c and then drag that cell. It is a little bit more complex. You have to do a few things. If there is an if, there is an else, there is some loop that you might need to run. Now what would you do? If you do that manually, you'll be sitting the whole day. But what if you can take 1 hour and say write a macro for it? What you can do is you have automated that job forever. You can, not only is Excel going to sit and do your job for you, tomorrow if the same sort of data comes, you can do it all over again. That's what we want to cover. And there are a lot of smart things, smart analytics that Excel does. So the example on the bottom that's shown over here, something called VLOOKUP, that will help you see that people actually learn coding or programming to do what you're doing here in Excel through VLOOKUP. So that is the beauty of this, and that is all of the details and features we want to get into when you say that Excel. Because I always often hear that people say that, "Arey, I know MS Excel. Excel mein kya hai?" But how much of Excel do you know? There is the surface and then there is the depth of it. So that is what we want to do. We want to get you into the depth of it and truly understand that tomorrow you will 110% see some sort of Excel data in your life, and so that you will be able to do the best of that what is given to you. That's what we want to cover upon. So this is we want to take you up from basics of understanding Excel, like what is Excel. Say if you've never touched Excel, of course we'll get into that, but to get you to this level is the objective of this course. And I want to give everyone a bit of a teaser into what comes next beyond this point. And so the whole world has been using Excel for a long time now, and people do the same things over and over again. You use Excel and PowerPoint to Excel mein you do analyze your data, and in PowerPoint you create some sort of chart or graph or presentation, and you show that to your company or your manager or your bosses. And that has been going for a long time, and people realize that this Excel plus PowerPoint, this mix, right? What if we just had something that does that at one time and that does it in real time? Now real time ka kya matlab hai? What that means is that say you were sitting at your desk and you took a long amount of time to do some analysis, and you created some presentation out of it, and you went and showed it to your boss, and your boss said, okay, you've done this data analysis. Now you've made these assumptions. These are your variables. Now change these variables and tell me what it comes to. Will you be able to show him the change result on the spot? The answer will likely be no, because what happened is that you had put in all your settings in Excel, and then you have to go back and change it. It will involve a lot of back and forth desk work. So what that means is that it's not runtime, it's not dynamic, it's not live. So what happened is that people started getting that why can't we integrate these into one thing? And that is what what I'm trying to show you here is what we call a quote unquote a dashboard. So a live dashboard, an analytics dashboard, is now the new way of presenting data analysis results. And that is where comes in what we call as business intelligence tools. Stuff like, if you've ever heard of the word Power BI or Tableau, these are the market leaders of what we call business intelligence tool sets. So what that does is that all of this, what you'll be doing in Excel and PowerPoint together, these tools integrate that into one. And this is what is really used in companies today. Mid-level managers, senior managers, they're all using Power BI and they're doing their work, to show to show it to the people who are one level even above them. So this is just a teaser of this, but to be able to use this, you need to understand how to use Excel. You need to know how to write a script of some sort of automation. Because if you don't know that, this when it comes time to learn this, you're gonna have trouble. So this is going to be something that you can look forward to. And if there are any students in here that want to climb up the career ladder faster, and they say that, okay, no, I want to become a manager of so and so domain very fast. So what are the things that you need to know? That basically today in a company, if you go, we help people that who are currently at a low level manager position. They learn these tools and they are immediately given a promotion. That's the sort of thing we want to cover upon. Of course, we won't be touching upon this, but I hope that this is something as a personal goal, a sort of end point, a waypoint that you can think of. Okay, this is something I can work towards. And finally, I think the last point, but definitely not the least, is we'll be taking a lot of time to cover something that you might have heard of, but you probably don't know much about, is Tally. Now, Tally is, I would argue, one of the most important softwares out there that actually helps our entire economy. Now, it's not an understatement to say that. The whole lifeblood of a whole country, that your economy is there, is your small and medium scale businesses. Now, large big companies, they have their own software to manage the whole company. I'm sure you might have, if you know anybody in your family that works in a company, and they have their own HR software and sales software and something. There's something for everything that the company does. But what if you are a small company? What if you are a kirana shop? What if you are a small advertising agency? There is a difference in size, but they are all still not very big. They are small and medium sized. How do these companies figure out the whole challenges of running their own business? That is where Tally comes in, and this is one software that has been beautifully made and constantly developed to help completely run an entire business setup. And I think that is one of the most important things that a commerce student should know today, where today, I'm sure there must be some students among you that say that okay, working a job is fine, but I want to start my own business someday. I want to start my own entrepreneurship thing, and when the time comes for that, you will have to deal with the fact that uh, it's not just my business idea, or it's not just my sales that works, but I have to run the entire operation, and that is much more complex than just my idea or just my product. And that is where Tally comes in. When you actually think about, if you even seriously think for 5 to 10 minutes, what are the challenges of running a small company, you will realize that there is accounts, finances, inventory. You have all of this things that you need to manage. You're not just selling something as a company, also buying things. You have to manage those, and there is all of these things, and all of it can be covered in Tally. And this is the beauty of this software. I'm sure there are all these points on the left that you can read and understand, but this is the main thing that I want to show you. And what we'll be covering up on this is that how you can set up a small company right from that point to the point where, if you want to create invoices for your clients, if you want to manage an accounts, and of course there is the big new thing in the market, that is your GST, goods and service tax. So you realize that I'm sure as college students you don't think about taxes or much. You shouldn't. But before this, right, India had a very very complex tax law that was different on state by state level, and between states it was very complex, and that led to a lot of complications. And Tally handled that really well. But since in the last few years, what we have, this whole GST, that kind of unifies everything into one bracket. It really is a big simplification. But still, GST has a lot of details to it that if you try to do it in your head or through pen and paper, you will probably not be able to. Your whole day will go in that only. So that's what we want to show you, that how you'll be able to incorporate the logic of GST into your work. So this is what we want to cover upon, and beyond just your MS Office, also the account side. So anybody, you'll also realize that any college, any company you go to, they will be, some part of the company will be using Tally, and if you're going to be doing something for them, they'll say, can you work with Tally? So if you can say yes over there, then your chances of getting that job getting their internship are going to be that much higher. So that's what I want to stress upon, and we'll be touching upon this. So I think we're close to the end of my little small piece here. Last few things I want to say is that, so this course, right, it's basically a mix of all these steps, and when we start we'll be covering up on the exact order of stuff that I just mentioned: Word, PowerPoint, Excel, few other tools, productivity tools, stuff that I'm sure you've heard of but probably not explored as much. And finally and we'll be spending a lot of time on Tally itself, because that is something that you need to learn from scratch and to reach a respectable level, not just how to install or open something and ho gaya. So that's what we'll be doing. We'll be going in this order. So every student who is interested in doing this should be sure to attend from the start, so that you're constantly in touch. And if you're interested in this, I really think it's a great opportunity to take up this course, mainly because this course is it takes you from the foundations right up to a high level to the extent of all the examples that I showed you just now. And even if you say that, Arey, but sir, I'm sure there are many who are not even that much comfortable with Word, PowerPoint as much. You may not have had to use it till now, and you say that, okay, no, I'm little anxious. What if I don't know even the basics? Not to worry, because we will be taking you from an absolute zero level to that level where you are able to create something that can be used in companies, can be used in industry. And of course the lectures will be in hybrid format, some of them offline, some online. The exact schedule and logistics will be shared a little bit later when we finalize on the schedule. And of course it's all hands on. You will be getting time to practice on a computer, you will be getting time to do stuff on Tally by yourself. And the biggest point that you because of which all students should take this is that this is completely sponsored, and your college, in association with us and RUSA, has ensured that this course will be sponsored for you. So every student should take the opportunity, because this is a way for you to get an industry level course, uh, of course for almost no cost at all, and you'll also get credits for it because the curriculum is vetted by both parties. So this is what I want everyone to really take advantage of and sign up, register for the program in large numbers. So I'm sure there will be some questions that ask what is the procedure beyond this. So before I conclude my section, I just want to show that the further instructions will be that everybody who's interested, that wants to do this course, you will need to fill a registration form separately. I mean, you filled a webinar orientation form that got you to this webinar. Now you'll also have to fill a registration form for the course, because we will be starting the course only after a few weeks, maybe after 1 month or something. The exact schedule will be declared by the college, and there are limited seats. We can't admit absolutely everybody. So if depending on the number of registrations, there may be some sort of screening test, or we will be doing some level of filtering. So just watch out for that, and if there is some test, then just take the time out and give that test, so that you can clear it and get through. And this is still not fixed yet, but we may have a small refundable deposit that may be collected to ensure that you finish the course completely. So anybody who is interested, please watch out for in your email ID, in your email inboxes, or your WhatsApp groups that the college is managing, for the registration link of the course. Yes. And I think, yeah, that's it. That concludes my piece. Yeah, thank you everyone. Can we tackle a few questions, Yash, if there is any?
Sir, I think we don't have any question.
Okay, great. Good to know. Then perhaps we can move on to the next segment. Yeah.
Okay, so as we have discussed earlier in today's session, we will have two speakers. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Sanjay Kadam to share his perspective on the course. Dr. Sanjay Kadam, sir, is the director of Develearn Technologies and has been working in the education sector for the past 23 years. Over the years, sir has placed students in various positions ranging from software development to analyst roles. Sir continues to support and drive innovative initiatives at all of Develearn's growing partner institutions. We thank him for taking the time today. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon. In the first place, let me thank Honorable Vice Principal, Dr. Mulgaonkar, Dr. Vishal for getting us on board and getting Devlin on board specifically to conduct these courses through RUSA. Akshat has really touched upon most of the points that I would have wanted to really make, and he's made my job easier by speaking a lot on all these points, and I have to hardly speak anything about it. So I'll just share my experience. Basically, we at Develearn, we focus a lot on placements, and that is one part that we have been doing very passionately since a long time now. And it is through our experience of placements for the various students that we have done that we have come down to certain conclusions with regards to technology which a student requires to learn, or the skill that he requires to acquire to get into good jobs in the industry. Okay, now let me begin from here. When it comes to a commerce student, whether the student is doing BCom or BAF or BMS or BBI or CA or MBA, so on and so forth, everybody requires to know certain basic tools. Certain basic tools like Akshat very rightly mentioned, we're talking about MS Office. Well, that is something which everybody would be saying that, अरे मैं क्यों MS Office करूँ, मुझे तो आता है. But it's not about क्या आता है, it's about क्या नहीं आता है. What we don't know in MS Office is that what we would like to focus more upon. And these are the very things that we plan to teach in our program. So when we look at it, that today MIS tools, they actually play a pivotal role in any organization. Whether you're working for a CA or you're handling sales and marketing or you're performing accounting tasks, these tools are an absolute necessity. It's the ABCD. That's what you will have to do in any organization. So looking at a career graph, we have placed students and we've looked at their career graphs, how they really evolve into getting better jobs and still moving on in life. So these tools are the stepping stone to move on to other roles like you can say basically analytical roles, which are look very rosy right now, and these are the sorts of roles that everybody wants to aspire to work for. Now, what has led to these roles like analytics and stuff? It's basically because of data explosion. There is a huge data explosion today, and that has increased the importance of these roles. So, if you are actually, you will definitely start off at a small company or a medium-sized company. But if you're looking to step up your career and you want to work for say good companies like Goldman Sachs or a Nomura or a Morgan Stanley, you have to have deep knowledge of these technologies. Say for example, advanced Excel, you can say SQL, apart from machine learning and stuff. But those are things which would come later on. But you need to have these the basic knowledge of these technologies to work in any organization. Like Akshat said that Tally, of course, it's a very important part. The beauty of our Tally course is that we focus a lot on taxation. That, of course, GST, but we also deal with TDS, TCS, all these things also you'll be learning in your Tally course. And this is how it will prepare you not only to make trial balances and stuff, you'll be able to work adequately in Tally, because we have done a lot of placements for Tally also with a large amount of chartered accountants. We have a pool of chartered accountants who constantly keep asking us that if you have students who know Tally, you please recommend them to us. So this is what we do. So long and short of whatever I wanted to say is very simple, that if you are in any sort of a commerce background, these are the basic tools that you need to know. Of course, there is a lot more to learn also beyond these tools, but these are you can say this is the ABCD of the tools, the skill sets that you need to possess to make a good career. And you have a wonderful opportunity that this course is fully sponsored by RUSA and your college. You should thank your college that they have given you this wonderful opportunity that you are able to learn these tools for no cost at all. And it's a good opportunity. I hope maximum amount of students would register for this course, and we can take it to the next level. I think I'll. This is what I would wanted to say, and I'll conclude my presentation over here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. And yes, Yash, if there are no other questions, then perhaps we can conclude the session early today. We can go at your cue.
Yes, sir, because there are still no questions
Great,
from
great. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just say a few last concluding remarks. Is that really glad that everybody has been patiently listening over here, and I see that there are a lot of viewers on YouTube as well who are checking out the stream. So really happy that everybody has taken the time and interest to listen in on, what are the things that are going to be important, not from a science perspective but from commerce as well. That what do I need to know that is slightly technical? How technical do I need to get? And what is required today in the job market. So I hope that everybody has had some takeaway today, and I hope that you will remain interested enough to register for the course when the links open. I think we will mostly be doing it on this Saturday. All the registration links for all the 3 courses we are launching will be opened up. So yeah, please keep an eye on your inbox or on your chat groups for that. Yes. Okay, we have one question that I received and that we just received. Let me
Yes,
just
yes.
tackle that. Yes, so Aditya is asking whether the course is comfortable for someone who doesn't have a computer. Yes, you can do it even if you don't have a computer. As long as you have a smartphone, you will be able to at least attend the online sessions, and a lot of these things are doable on your smartphone itself. Only the aspect that where you have to touch upon on Tally, the college is going to assign labs and do all of these setup that is needed for you. So all you have to do is go to the college lab and attend the offline sessions that we will have. So even if you don't have a PC, you can learn all of this 100%. Yeah. Okay, we have another question asking when are the updates going to come? Okay, so Stuti, the next update will be coming in is on Saturday after our final webinar will be concluded. We'll be releasing the registration forms for all of them at the same time. So just you can keep an eye on your inbox. We have your contact info. We will be sending you an email with the registration link. And even if you missed the email by some chance, or if your email ID was given, there was a typo or something, you didn't get the email, then you can always check your college notice. The college notice will constantly circulate the link. So you cannot miss the link. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Okay. I think there are no further questions. Okay. In that case, I guess, yeah, over to you, Yash.
Yes, sir. So we don't have any questions, so we can conclude, sir.
Yes, yeah. Okay. So thanks everyone for attending today. I think we will close slightly early, and I hope everyone will fill in the links when the time comes. Okay. Have a nice day. We'll be closing here.